Hey guys, welcome to Sugar Beets 2018, day 2.
Whoop whoop.
Alright guys, welcome to day 2. We thought we'd share a little bit of what's going on so far. So the harvest has not started yet. Our harvest doesn't start full swing until October 1st, which is Monday. But we've gone to training. Training's done. You've done 1 day of training. I've done 2 days of training for a piler operator. So if you're wondering what piler operator is, at least, I did get a little footage when I was sitting at the time shack waiting for the day to start. I shot a little footage of the piler and how it kind of operates, but I was pretty far off. And then I shot a video by the cab while somebody else was operating, so I got a little video of the controls, stuff like that. But anyway, I got a couple little videos, about 5 or 6 minutes worth, and I'll show you that now. Alright guys, I got just a quick minute, a little break in our training here. And we were up at the time shack, which is right near one of the pilers. So I thought I'd kind of show you real quick kind of the operation. Right here in front, you see the dump truck dumping the beets into the piler. And then this platform up here, this is where the piler operator, he's in that cab operating everything on the piler. The truck dumps. And you see another truck on the other side, he's starting to go up with his bed, dumping his beets in. And then they go up the conveyor belt, start heading this way. I don't know if you can see the people over here. It's the ground crew. And then the ground crew and sample taker guy is sitting here. So after the truck dumps, they'll flag him up. And later on I'll try to show you, whenever I'm actually up by a piler, I'll try to show you the lights and everything. That kind of tells everybody what to do. But so the lights light up, tell the truck driver when to dump, when to pull forward, when to stop, all that stuff. Now you'll see this guy flagging the truck over. The truck will pull up to this conveyor belt that you see right above his bed, and then he'll stop somewhere right around here. He should start stopping, and then that conveyor belt is going to return the dirt back to the truck. So he dumped the beets go up the conveyor belt. The system separates the dirt from the beets shoot over to the pile, and then the dirt goes back to the truck. Truck takes the dirt back to the farm. The cycle starts all over again. Alright guys, real quick, here's the view. This is the view from my cab. Piler boom is to the left over there, piling. Truck to the... Okay guys, it might be kind of loud, so I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I got an opportunity to video out here. But anyway, here's inside the piler. You got a bunch of buttons over there, levers down here. I'll try to explain those later. But you'll see this door that's up. Let's see if I can follow along with this one. He should be dropping this door here pretty soon. Alright, so he's lifting this gate up. And then he's going to back it up, which only backs up a couple inches. You can see here. Backs it up. Now he's going to put that down, and then he's going to drop this gate. And then that signals the next truck to pull in. I'm going to show you this side. So there's left, and then there's also right. So the operation, you're doing the same thing on both sides. The truck's going to pull in. When he gets to the spot to stop there, he's gonna raise this gate, and then he's gonna signal him to start dumping. And then he's gonna dump his beets in here, conveyor belt up, and then all the way up, and then to the pile way down there. Just kind of give you an idea. So where his left hand is at there, he's telling this left truck to raise up and dump. He just gave the signal for the right truck to lower with his right hand over there. the green buttons, the levers up top that he's doing is controlling lights up front, signaling the truckers to what to do, whether to raise their bed or lower their bed. And then that button he just pressed there started the left conveyor. So we start emptying this truck. And then these handles right here, he's going to hit that white handle, and that's going to raise the gate on the right side, the scoop door. He's going to dump any excess beets onto the conveyor belt. Once all that's dumped on the conveyor, he'll lower the scoop. Then he'll shut this conveyor belt off. Then he'll lower the door. There you go. That's going to signal the next truck to come in. This truck still dumping. Now we'll just watch the controls for a minute. He's got the truck on the left, bed all the way up. The red handle, he just lowered the gate on the right and telling the truck on the right to raise his bed. And that's about it. It's kind of a dance between left and right and multitasking. Main goal, continuously have beets going to the pile. You don't want to interrupt the flow any kind of way, so you got to synchronize everything and have the trucks continually dumping. And you'll see behind us the line of trucks waiting to get in. So right now, main machine's backing up a couple inches. It backs up about 12, 16 inches at a time. Main machine backs up, and then when that happens, when this truck is done, we have to lift this platform up and back and then set it back down. So, anyway, I'll try to get some more footage later, guys. I gotta get back to work. See ya. Alright, so that was about all I could get with the video. They don't want us videoing, so and
It's more than I could get.
yeah, she
I got a
couldn't.
few still pictures, but
Yeah, she couldn't get a. I'll put the still pictures in here too. But they have a pretty strict cell phone policy, camera policy, things like that. And I understand for the operators. I mean, we're operating, as you've seen in the video, there's a lot of buttons and levers and stuff in there, and it's definitely multitasking, so you don't have time to goof off with a camera or nothing like that. So with that being said, I'll try to get, for the rest of the season, you know, on breaks or anything like that, we'll try to get as much footage as we can. But a lot of it's going to be just us talking to you, telling you our experience with the harvest, what we think about it. Kind of see us from happy-go-lucky right now to worn out by the end of it, maybe. Or we may be happy-go-lucky at the end, who knows.
might still be smiling. It's only 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
That's the whole point of this series, is to see how it affects us over the next 3 weeks. But I done 2 days of training. I loved it. I loved the piler operator job. I did get the phone call stating that I definitely got that position. So starting, I go in for a couple hours Sunday to meet my crew and everything, and then Monday it's full force. We don't stop after that. And you're done your day in the lab. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what is the lab work, or what you've seen so far?
Okay, so in the lab, there's 4 stations. There's, I think, 8 complete stations, and in each of those 8 stations, there are 4 substations. And at the front, there's a mirror, or a window, where you can see out into the loading dock, where the trucks will back in with the bags of the beets. And then a person in there takes those bags and they hang them on a hook. So after the bags are hung on the hooks, it's like a conveyor belt on the ceiling that they're hung on. And then somebody else comes and they take the bag and they bring it to like another conveyor belt that's separated into sections, and they pour them in there, and they're counted. They're washed. They go through this big wash cycle, and then they go through a big dry cycle. They're trying to get all of the tear off of it, which is the rocks and the dirt and the mud and everything. So they have a weight before they're washed, and then they have a weight after they're washed, so that the farmers only get paid for the weight of the sugar beet.
Same thing though. While you're on the weight, we do the same thing at the piling stations. So when they dump
Yep.
the load and it goes up the conveyor belts and into the pile, the main belt separates the beets from the dirt, and the dirt falls down to another section. So once the beets are done, or the truck's done emptying, it pulls up underneath the dirt return, and then we put all the dirt back into the truck that we shake off out there. We
And then
shake,
that's
and then
weight on the way
that's
out.
weight on the way out.
Yeah.
So they weigh coming in to the yard, and then they dump the beets, get their dirt back, then they weigh on the way out of the yard, and they get paid for the difference in the weight. And then, so y'all do more
Yeah,
of
well,
the removal?
there's more to it than, you know, just what they get paid. Also, they count the beets, so they have the weight before they're counted, or before they're washed, then after they're washed, because this way they can get an average weight per beet.
Oh, okay.
So let's say there's 23 beets in this bag, and it weighs 27 pounds. They get an average weight
per beet.
after it's washed.
Okay.
So they have a pre-washed weight, and then they wash it and get everything off. Now sometimes, like Tuesday, there was a rock that looked just like a sugar beet, and it went through the machine and shut everything down because it went through the slicer thing.
Messed the blades up.
Messed the blades up, and there was these big notches cut into the rocks. The machines don't like rocks. So anyways, after it goes through the wash cycle and through the dry cycle, then it goes into the machine that kind of grinds it up, and it spits out the pulp, and the pulp comes out into the first machine that's in the lab, and the pulp actually looks like potted meat. If you ever have potted meat and crackers, it looks like potted meat. So you have a scraper in one hand. It's a wooden handle with like a rubber flap thing on the end, and you have if you ever watched people make malts and shakes, the silver cup that they use, you scrape the pulp and you put it into this malt cup, and then you put it over on the machine next to you. That's like the blender for the malt machine. It pretty much is a blender. You put it in there and you turn it on, and it mixes it to a consistent texture. So then you take it out of there and you put it into this rotating thing. You can only have like 4 in at a time. So then the next station, she reaches in with a scoop. She takes a certain amount out of the malt cup, and she puts it into little, it looks like coffee filters. And anyways, the next step is them adding the water to it to get the sugar out of it, and then it goes around this big turny conveyor belt thing that holds like 30 something samples at a time. And every 20 seconds is when more of the potted meat mixture is going out of the machine. So then you have 20 seconds to finish the first one before you have to be ready for the second one. So then it goes on down to the next person, where they scoop it out and they put it into the coffee filter thing. Well, then it goes around and the machine does all the testing and stuff. Then the next section is where she dumps out the sugar water mixture, puts in new coffee filters, all that good stuff. And the machine that's behind her or next to the person on the computer, which is the fourth section, gets all of the readings. Well, in the fourth section, you get the little ticket from the third section, and it has a number on it which tells which sample it was, which truck it came from, which tells them which farm it came from, which tells them which farmer gets paid for it, so they know who's got the best beets, I guess. I don't know. But that fourth section, you're just double checking to make sure that every sample that came in got read and gets brought back out.
So all that, just figure out the sugar content.
Just figure out the sugar content, yeah.
All of those steps, and all that's doing is figuring out the sugar content, figure out how many beets it's going to take to make the sugar. So like I said, that was basically our training day. Again, the harvest hasn't started, so we just want to shoot day 2. That's where we're at so far. I got the piler operator job. She's got the lab job, and then we'll report to work Monday, and we'll let you know how it goes. But we're gonna give you as much detail as we can for the whole harvest. That's what we're here for. So if you like the video, you like the series for the sugar beets, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you on day 3.
Bye.
Bye.